All right, I think everybody's here and you're all added as co-hosts. Good morning, everybody.
What's up, buddy boy?
Hey, hey, how's it
How you
going?
doing? Hello. Good.
Yay!
Woohoo! Here we are.
Should
We
we,
did it.
you want to leave it for a second, Bill? Or you just want to start and let
Yeah,
people join as we...
let's let people trickle in for another minute or two.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Paige, how
How
cold
you guys
is it
doing
out
on
in
this
Montana?
lovely Friday?
It is negative 100 degrees Celsius. How warm is it in beautiful sunny Los
You don't
Angeles?
want to know.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
do.
lie. I'm just gonna. It's just above freezing. I think we're at like a 33 degrees.
Yeah, right. I'm
I
not
know.
believing you.
It is a little chilly today. It's like 68.
Oh, frigid.
It's beautiful. I mean, look, just give it a couple months and it'll all burn down. So,
Hey, listen, it's above freezing today. It was on my gratitude list. I'm not gonna lie.
there you go. There you go. You
Excellent.
miss Hawaii, though, that's for sure.
I do miss Hawaii every day.
Every day.
Cool. Well, yeah. Should we get started? Looks like there's a good number of people here still trickling in. Or
Yeah. I mean,
do you want to give them another couple minutes?
yeah. I mean, we may see how we haven't done a lot of these, so this is our
Yeah,
this is our this is our first hosted space, right?
Yeah, we've never hosted one before. This is our first one. We've usually just been guests on other spaces, so this is very exciting. I'm just hoping we don't screw it up.
No, we can't screw it up. It's the first. We gotta start somewhere. It's like
Yeah.
which brings us back to Black Monday. Everything always goes back to Black Monday for us.
Very true.
Paige, have
Only
you
up
ever
from
done
there.
a Spaces yet? Have you done a Spaces yet?
I have not. This is my first time.
Yeah, it's this cool thing, and now for some reason I'm being like notified left, right, and center of Spaces in Twitter like all the time. It's like something about my feed is now sort of cluing in that I like Spaces, and they keep notifying me of random Spaces.
I think once you do it, it shows you kind of like goes, hey, this is like the algorithm is probably pushing them your way now that you've joined a couple of them.
There you go.
We're all slaves to the algorithm.
The algorithm. Yikes. Well, why don't we start, and then as people come in, they'll catch up. We have an hour, so.
Cool.
Yeah. So how do you want? Should we? So Paige, why don't you? First of all, welcome everyone. My name is Matt. Matthew Lillard. This is Bill.
Hello.
And Paige, and
hello.
We are all here to sort of talk about. I don't know. What's our topic? I mean, it's kind of like
it says right at the top, NFTs and indie filmmaking. We're going to try to talk about how we're integrating the two, and how we're trying to pave the way for a new way to collaborate with people and create a community around indie filmmaking and fund projects and kind of make our own movies and community.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm totally stoked to talk about Web3 and what you guys are up to with your movie studio. And I know our creators are really, starting to dig in Web3. And since we first chatted, Bill and Matt, I cannot tell you, it's like, you put it out in the universe, and then I cannot tell you how many Web3 discussions I have had in the last 3 weeks. It is unbelievable.
Oh, well, that's
it's
good.
Everything.
That means we're on track. It's
Absolutely.
not just us in our bubble. Awesome. Yeah, well, do you want to tell, because I see a lot of people in the audience, kind of what AudPop is, so that they have an idea of your thing, then we'll explain to the AudPop people what Midnite Movie Club is. Do you want to start there?
Yeah, that's great. So I started AudPop 100 years ago in 2013. I'm a documentary filmmaker, and knew that we needed a platform online to provide opportunities to diverse emerging filmmakers like me. And so I started the company, and since then we've run, hundreds of film festivals, film challenges, video contests, all online, as well as provided jobs and opportunities for creators and filmmakers to create content for brands and get their films out on networks and channels and be discovered. And it's super cool. My passion in life is providing platforms for filmmakers to tell their stories, because I know that a story well told can change the world. And we've been doing it a long time. We've built up a global community of 75,000 creators, and we're thinking about Web3 a lot and what that means for creators. And it's super exciting, to think about community-driven filmmaking. And so I'm just thrilled to be a part of this conversation and hear more about what you guys are up to. But you can go join our community for free at oddpop.com and follow us on Twitter and everywhere on social at oddpop. Okay, Matt, tell me everything. Bill, I want to know.
Yeah, Matt's still muted. So Midnite Movie Club is basically a decentralized movie studio. So the idea behind it is that we're creating an NFT, and then that's going to allow us to grow into a community. And then our community members are going to be able to vote on various creative aspects of the filmmaking process using our DAO. And what a DAO is, for the AudPop people that aren't familiar, it's a decentralized autonomous organization. So that means that you can use your NFT to kind of log in and do a voting system. So that way, it's a fair vote. Every NFT gets one vote. And it's like, once your vote's in, it's locked in. The blockchain kind of records everything. So, it's not getting manipulated. So we can basically put out various topics throughout the filmmaking process, whether it's like a casting choice where, the filmmaker will pick, say, 3, 5, whatever number of people that they want for a role. They'll say, hey, these are who we're considering for this role. Who would you guys like us to go make an offer to first? The community will vote, and then we can go make that offer. You do things like anything from wardrobe to music cues. It's basically just we want the audience to be able to participate in the process, which is things that you can't do with like a Kickstarter. With Kickstarter, you sign up, you donate some money to a project, you sit on your hands for a few months, wait for your free T-shirt, and then eventually the movie comes out. With this, you're going to be there the whole step of the way. We're going to be posting things just for our community members, behind the scenes photos, videos. You'll probably see audition tapes, whatever stuff is kind of coming in. We want to give that back to the community and kind of just peel back the curtain of filmmaking, because so much of it feels like it's behind closed doors. And, in the past, you'd get these little behind the scenes featurettes and specials. And we kind of just want to bring people along on the journey, and everyone that wants to learn. We're trying to bolster the next generation of filmmakers. So the idea is to give them access to as much of that as possible. So in addition to that, though, we also are launching a thing called the Night School. So it's going to be just a bunch of resources for filmmakers. We're going to have various tutorial videos. We're going to have these live AMAs. We've already done one with producers. We'll have costume people coming in, art department, managers, agents, and let our community ask questions to these people. And for most, that seems like this very out of reach goal of getting into the film industry. But we want to bring these people to you and give them access. So that's part of it. We're going to have resources template budgets and schedules. We're going to have producers coming on showing you how they create a budget, how they create a schedule, all sorts of things. We just want to give as much utility and as much back to the filmmaking community as we can. That's basically the gist of what our project is. Matt, did you want to chime in anything else? Matt? Did you get rugged again? No, you're in here.
Bill, will you talk to me a little bit while he's coming back on about okay, so when we think about the future of filmmaking, what is it that most gets you pumped as a filmmaker with creating in Web3 and your DAO?
Yeah, to me, it's the ability for us to make movies without having to ask permission. It seems like so much of the career, you're trying to convince people to fund your movie, and they'll go, oh, no, sorry, that type of movie is not what the audience wants to see. Or, oh, we like your script, but, audiences really react better to this. So if you change this and put this in the script, then you spend all this time changing the script and getting further away from your vision to do something that's sellable. And then by the time you go back to them, like, oh, well, the audience has changed. They're not looking for that anymore. Now they want this. And it's like, you're always chasing this carrot that's dangled. But with this, we can present stuff to the audience and say, this is the movie we want to make. And if they're interested in it, they'll vote on it and greenlight that movie. So after we mint our NFTs, the money from that mint will go into the community wallet, and future films will be voted on by the community. So we're going to bring filmmakers on, about 3 to 5 people. We'll have them do a little pitch video. We'll have a lookbook and maybe some scenes from the script. and the community is going to pretty much vote on which film they want to go into production, and that's the one we're going to greenlight. So it's really like this whole sort of democratized way of greenlighting movies and going directly to the audience and not going through the marketing people that are telling you, no, you really shouldn't do that, or that'll never make money. And of course, like, you know, all those indie movies that blow up and become huge on the page would never be made by a big studio. You know, look at like Hereditary, Midsummer, like It Follows. Like these smaller, like indie type movies are not things that like major companies are going to back because it's just too risky for them to not make a return on. Whereas I think with this, we're just letting the audience kind of speak for themselves. Oh wait, hold on, Matt's requesting again. So yeah, so that's what excites me the most about it, is just that we can kind of collaborate with our community and work together to make really good movies. Because there's just been so many movies that have come out lately that I just, you know, I've been talking to friends and I'm like, oh, did you see this movie? I'm like, it was okay, but did you watch it? And most people are like, no, I really just watch TV these days. Like movies aren't that good. That's even when I kind of was talking to Lillard about this. He was saying how he hasn't really watched movies in a while because they're just not as great.
How big can it get, do you think? Like your fund and how many movies do you want to make? Like if you could just, you know, wave a magic wand and say, here's where we're going, and here's the 10x idea for our decentralized movie studio, what does that look like? What's the opportunity?
Well, I mean, in the perfect world, it's going to self-perpetuate, because the way we've set it up is that, you know, since there's no investors, the money that comes in from each movie that we're making gets funneled back into the community wallet. So instead of like having to pay back your investor, you know, waiting for that recoupment, what'll happen is the first money will go, you know, obviously we'll pay through various, distribution fees and all that stuff, but then it'll go to the community wallet, will recoup whatever the original budget of the movie is, plus it's 20%. And then you'll still do the back end point split the same, where the filmmakers will get 50% and the community wallet will get 50. So as these movies make money, that's going back into our wallet to make more movies with the community. And on top of that, you know, like we also want to grow the community, because our first set of NFTs is only going to be 5,555. So you don't want to lock in your audience as only that. So as it goes on, we will, you know, release like a Gen 2 mint, so we can, you know, have more NFTs, which will then have more money go into the community wallet. So the idea is just to have this thing continually going and growing. So it's like once the machine starts, that's why we're calling it a movie studio. And it's not like we're just, oh, hey, we're trying to raise money to do this one movie, you know, like you would on a Kickstarter, where it's like that money goes to make that film and then you're done. Our goal is to keep this thing going and just, you know, be able to keep making movies. And we kind of see the, you know, blockchain, NFTs, Web3 stuff. That's kind of what we think is going to be the future of indie filmmaking. Like, it's going to become the new Kickstarter. It's like Kickstarter on steroids.
Hey, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yay! Welcome back.
Can I just say, first of all, I nothing is worse than when things start to go off and you just start to panic. You just start pushing buttons. One of the things I think is exciting, I just want to go back because I've been listening the whole time. You guys are doing great.
Yeah.
Look, I think that the idea of bringing community together, putting filmmakers with writers, putting actors with directors, like we are going to try to build, an army of creatives that work together. And that's the sort of fellowship that people are looking for, right? I mean, as an actor, the reason I keep saying to actors, they come to me and say, what should I do? I want to move to LA. What should I do? What's the first thing I should do? And it's super simple. You get into class. Why? Because when you're in action, when you're surrounded by other people doing the exact same thing you're trying to do, there's inspiration in that. You're not alone in the fight. You're on a journey with other people. And our whole thing is, look, the internet's great. It's bringing us all here together. Our Discord channel is on fire. I'm like making friends with people. I've never seen their faces. That kind of community, that kind of fellowship will help you get through the rough spots, right? I mean, and as a creative, that's what we need. We need people to support us. We need people, we need to find the way and the courage to continue when it gets hard. And so I think that for me is one of the great things about the Midnite Movie Club, is that, yes, we're going to make movies. Yes, we're going to teach people and bring an element of education, but we're also building like family. We're building people that will help you when you get lost. And I think that's super essential in the creative process.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, being a part of AudPop with our creators has been such an amazing thing because we've made friends, we've met up, around the country and around the world. And it's so cool to like get in a room together. And it's also awesome that we can get together on Discord, right? Or in Slack or whatever ways we have now to be able to connect and say, hey, I'm looking for a writer. I'm looking for a director. I'm looking for a PA. Here's my thing. Like, how did you solve this problem? I'd love to talk a little more about Discord. It is such a powerful community and or way to build community. Can you just kind of talk to us about your Discord channel, how you're using it, what you're seeing, why people should be in Discord? It seems like a huge useful tool to really build a community that connects around a common theme and understanding.
So
yeah, Matt, why don't you tell about your journey into Discord? I love
so
this
crazy.
story.
So look, I'm a 52-year-old man. I have many children. I have pulled in a gazillion directions, and I'm hyping it. I'm always trying to do multiple things. And so when we launched almost 4 weeks ago. Monday will be 4 weeks. Our Discord and Twitter on the same day, and our Discord channel picked up 38 people, and they were all fans of Matthew Lillard. And our core goal is to build a community of filmmakers. So we're like, oh my gosh, maybe we've missed the mark. Maybe like we were like, we didn't know what to do, right? And so we sort of took 2 days to reset. And the Sneaky Vamps brought us into their spaces and things took off. But the point is that those 38 people, like 27 of them are still there today, and we're engaged every single day, right? We have 3,000 people. Like I've gone from somebody that didn't understand Discord at all, was like somebody had to teach me the server, to teach me how to get on, to now I'm like everyone goes to bed in my house, and I'll jump on Discord just to check in with people, just to say hi. Like I'm in our Discord all the time. Bill's in our Discord all the time. And yes, we're building a business. Yes, we're trying to build something that changes the way things are done in Hollywood. But the crazy thing is, like, I've become friends. I mean, I see Crisis out there, and now I have to pick up my thing and look at who's out there. I mean, Crisis is out there. We wouldn't be here without him. We have our community members, our Glitch. I mean, I'm looking now. Now I'm seeing who's here. Eva.
Yeah, I see creamy hip hop.
Yeah,
Eva's here. Yeah.
Eva's coming from Australia.
Nathan.
Yeah, we have
Glitch.
friends. We're making friends. And like that's the crazy thing, is that there's an engagement that's happening that is authentic, that it's built around something that we're trying to do. And look, the reality is that when we mint, we're going to keep collecting people that believe in the goal, right? I mean, our whole thing is, and look, there's a lot of fun out there about what NFTs are, and I'm not really, people can either like them or dislike them. That's their own prerogative. But the way we see it is that we are trying to create real, authentic utility that will change the way movies are made. And Discord is just sort of the foundation of how we're building this movement. Not to sound dramatic, but that's what it feels like. I mean, it feels like we're trying to do something extraordinary, and this NFT opportunity has come along and made it possible.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that a lot of other like movie sort of themed NFT projects like lack. Like, I see a lot of like new big like Hollywood movies come out and they're like, oh, we're offering an NFT, like come buy this NFT and it's a collectible and it's great. It feels like it's just a cash grab. It's very tone deaf. Like they don't understand, like you can tell they don't understand NFTs in the community and like what it could actually offer with utility. Like there's usually zero utility. It's like just offered as a collectible. But I think the biggest thing that filmmakers can take away from this is it really is that the game changer is the community, because when you do a Kickstarter, I guess they sort of have like a message board where you can kind of post stuff, but it's not the same. I mean, like here you're interacting. I mean, people are talking about their days, their lives. I mean, you can talk about any topic. You can talk about what movies you want. Like you can give recommendations from people. It's just finding a cool place to hang out and engage, and it just gives it more of a soul than like the Matrix just launching some random NFT that they just put online and say, hey, buy this thing because it's cool. Here's a price tag. And then like
Paige,
the rich get richer.
When did you start using Discord for AudPop?
We haven't yet. Because here's why. And it's kind of crazy. And this is why I'm asking about it. So we've used Slack for our community, but I actually got into Discord because of you, because of Midnight Movie Club. So I joined your channel, right, when you called me up and told me about what you were doing. And then the world exploded for me on Web3. And so now I'm in like 5 Discord channels, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
I love it. I'm your onboard. That's hilarious. I should
You
be
and
anybody's
Bill,
onboard.
yes,
Well,
are my
Bill,
total onboard.
yeah,
And I feel
Nice.
like, I'm 80 years old. So I'm like, what is this thing and how does it work? And like,
yeah,
I don't totally know, but I know it's super cool. But what I also know is in terms of community management, like people are there, people show up, people are chatting, people are talking. And
yeah.
so it's a whole world that has to be managed, right? Like, how are you
Yeah.
guys doing that?
I mean, that's where
Well,
our team comes in. Like, I mean, we mentioned earlier, Crisis is in the audience right now. Like, we just found some. We were so lucky with the mods that we have that watch the board and look over it when we're not there. And we have community managers, like all these people that are kind of like, when we're working behind the scenes, they're there taking care of the Discord and just moderating and making sure everyone's behaving and having a good time. And yeah, we just it's bringing another part of the team together and extending the family.
I love that. I'm going to put this out right now I see like half of our community and half of your community. I love the blending of it. I think we're all like-minded, that we're just trying to like do things different and get movies made and provide opportunities for creators and filmmakers. And so we need to launch our Discord channel. If any of you want to be a part of that and help us manage it, you can email me. It's Paige,
yeah.
Paige, at audpop.com. I'd love to meet you, love to talk to you. You can teach me everything you know about Discord and like run with it, because man, I need some experts younger than me to spin up our Discord channel for sure. I mean, it's everything.
For
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Well, we'll definitely help you.
Thank you, friends.
Introduce you into our community. I mean, you're in our community. Like, we
Yeah,
can post that
absolutely. I
on our
love it.
board, and yeah, for sure. And so in terms of the opportunities in Web3 that have come your way,
Yeah.
what's the most outside of Midnight Movie Club? What's the most exciting thing that you see for your community?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for asking that. So
Yeah,
there's this new well, I don't know how new it's got to be new because it's Web3. It's unstoppable.com, right? And so they are like GoDaddy for NFT domains. So you can go on Unstoppable and buy a domain and build a Web3 website, and they need a ton of video about what is Web3. And they're doing this huge event on Twitter Spaces for women of Web3. And they want to talk about film, and they want to talk about art, and they want to, they have all these different layers that they want to talk about how Web3 impacts it. And so they've invited me to come talk about filmmaking and Web3. And so what I'm trying to do is like as much as I can about learning about Web3 and what it means for filmmakers. Because right now it's all about like NFTs and digital art, it feels like, and your community is super authentic and real to, okay, but what does Web3 mean for filmmakers? And I guess like this data is that women in Web3 is only 8% of women who have adopted into Web3. So there's a huge room for growth and for women to become more educated about Web3 and how it can help their careers. And so I'm super curious about that and how AudPop can help that as well. And so I'll be on Twitter Spaces March 8th talking about film and Web3. If anyone wants to join Twitter Spaces with me, reach out again, Paige at audpop.com, because I'm looking for women who really understand Web3 for filmmakers, right? And for creators. And then also, we're going to be launching new opportunities to be able to create videos about Web3. And so that's going to be super cool. We've got a bunch of stuff that's about to launch over the next 2 weeks where creators are making content about creators and Web3. So it's a pretty cool parallel. And it all started with you shooting me a text, Matt. Like, I'm
I
super
love it.
grateful. I love how
love
the
it.
universe works on our behalf.
Yeah, the universe breaks for those that need it.
Yeah, and
Well,
it's great
here's
to
the
hear
thing.
that
What?
other movie.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say it's great to hear other like facets of the movie industry finally kind of adopting it, because we've just had a lot of people when we talk about our project in the movie industry sort of like glaze over and they have the same concerns. Like, oh, I don't really understand like NFTs and blockchain and I don't really know, and then just kind of like I'm just gonna continue doing what I'm doing. But it's good to see that it's starting to get adoption and people are picking it up, and yeah, we're trying to pave the way for others and kind of explain and teach people.
We see it a
Absolutely.
lot. I see it a lot. Like I'll talk to my agent, my manager. I'm like, hey, I'm doing this thing. We're gonna have a film fund. We're gonna make 3 movies, and they're like, oh, cool. So you have an audition next. I'm like, you guys, you guys. I mean, this is incredible. Why are you? And it's the thing, like
it's
the
early
people.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's early days. Well, when we break it, I mean, look, we mint this month. We go into production in April, and we're gonna be making a movie. And our whole thing is like, look. And you and I, we have all talked about how my sort of reaction on Twitter for NFTs was not great. And our whole, our sort of whole mindset now is let's just make movies. Let's keep our head down. Let's build a killer community. Let's build unbelievable utility for filmmakers and people that care and love, film files that love film. And then let's make movies. And then all that work will do the talking, right? Like, stop talking, just do. And so that's sort of
I
our
love
approach.
it.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Why is it only 8% women? What's
On
what's
Web3.
prohibitive about? Yeah, why is that why is there such disparity? You know,
I'm not
why
sure,
what's
honestly.
broken?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's all about awareness. I mean, it's early days of Web3, right? Especially when you talk about film. I feel like it started with digital art, and we're just getting into film and creators making video. And so, what does that mean for our community, right? And I think it's just new, but our community is primary. It's more female than male, and so I think when we launch into this unstoppable work and really digging into women of Web3, we'll be able to lead the conversation for women and bring our 60% female creator community along with us, and then they'll be able to get educated about Web3 and start winning, because what we're seeing is that those creators who are working in Web3, it's really working for women and for non-white creators, because because Web3 democratizes entertainment, just like you're talking about, right? Like just
Right,
like you're
right.
doing. It's community led versus like studio head led, and so it's actually
Yeah,
really good for diverse creators and filmmakers. So I'm really excited about the opportunity for the 92% to catch up and to learn. But I just think we need to get educational videos out about this is Web3 in really simple terms, so that like everyone
right.
can start understanding it and wrapping their head around it and realizing how they can own their work and it can be community led. I'm just so excited about the possibilities. I don't even This thing is going to be so huge. Like it's hard to even know how big it's going to be.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, we're in the
changing the
open
world,
days. This
right?
is
I mean,
like when Twitter first came out and people were not sure, like, no one's going to adopt anything where you only can type 140 characters. That's not gonna do well. No one's going to go on Instagram and post pictures of their daily lives. Who wants to see that? Who wants to expose themselves that much? I mean, that's the early days that we're in right now, as people are just still
yeah.
hesitant to it.
NFTs,
But I mean, look
yeah,
where we're
NFTs were
at with
like,
Web two.
yeah, NFTs were launching in October. It's February. I mean, it's like, we're like, it's crazy. And listen, I mean, we say it
Yeah.
all the time. A single day in the land of NFT feels like a year. Everything's moving so fast, and
So freaking fast.
yeah, so it's crazy. Should
I
we?
want to tell us about the
Yeah,
NFTs and the minting. You want to do that?
Sure,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, our project's mostly like a utility forward, so it's really about what the NFTs are unlocking. So for those that don't really know about NFTs or just think that they're expensive JPEGs, it's not the case. Like, there's a lot of technology underneath on the blockchain, and that's like why we chose. That's what excited us about NFTs. Because buying the NFT basically acts as, ours is the Midnight Movie Club, so it's your club membership. So that's where we're going to be on. You're going to be able to unlock all of the features of the Midnight Movie Club. Like, you will use your NFT to vote in the DAO. You will use your NFT to get access to private parts of the Discord, to be able to engage in all the content that we're going to create for the filmmakers. To all that stuff is the technology of the NFTs is what's allowing us to do that. So the artwork is just, for us is we want it to be fun, but it's pretty incidental. Like, I'm drawing all the NFTs. You can see my little popcorn character, which is my profile pic. Like, that's the style of our thing. And it's gonna be homages to different movies and different parts of like the movie industry. But yeah, the minting process is pretty simple. We'll have a Web3 minting page on our website where you can connect your MetaMask wallet. you'll be able to just click how many NFTs you want to buy, click mint, and then the wallet will, you'll pay for it in ETH, and then the NFT will then go to your wallet. It's pretty simple and straightforward. I mean, it'll get simpler as it goes on because there is the whole other side of it. Then when making the wallet, connecting it, funding it, going to OpenSea. I don't want to get too much into the weeds on that one right now, but yeah, for the most part, the NFTs are your keys to the kingdom. It's what's going to unlock all your membership stuff. And unlike a normal like gym membership where you pay for LA Fitness or whatever, and you pay so many dollars a month, and when you cancel, you're done, you stop paying and everything. With an NFT, if you decide you don't want to be a member anymore, you can put that NFT up for sale and sell it to somebody else that wants to become a member. So it's a way to sort of, if you do ever decide to exit, you can transfer that over to someone else that does want to join. So that's another aspect that's very different from, say, doing a Kickstarter or any other sort of like fundraising opportunities that were previously available to people.
Well, I'm a big believer in your DAO and in this idea and the decentralized movie studio, and I cannot wait to purchase my first NFT from Midnite Movie Club.
Sweet. Should we? Do you want to bring up people from the audience, or what do you guys think? Do you want to have people raise hands for questions, or
sure?
Is there any other stuff you guys want to talk about, Matt?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I keep going in and out. So if I'm ever quiet for more than 30 seconds, just know it's because I can't talk. Are we taking questions?
Good. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll just say that if people want to raise their hand, we can keep talking while we wait. But
Eva had a question earlier, but we kept running our mouths. Sorry, Eva. Yeah, if you want to raise your hand again.
Yeah. All right. Well, we wait for that. Is there any other topics you want to cover?
We've been talking. I mean, one of the things we should, share is that we started this conversation. Our conversation is because we want to run in success. Like when we mint, we want to provide opportunities for our filmmakers to work together, to share off their stuff, to provide opportunities for the community to come together and celebrate the work. So I actually reached out to you originally is because I want AudPop to run film festivals for us. I want to run contests inside our community and allow people to share their stuff for the whole community, right?
Yeah, super fun. Would love to do that.
Yeah. I brought a speaker up. So we got to take action.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I'm amazing. I just want to thank you guys, the creators of this project. It's an amazing project. I'm part of the VDAO, so I heard you guys AMA.
Nice.
So
nice.
I've been following you guys
ever
since, man. I like what you guys. I'm from LA.
Yeah, glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm from LA, so I used to go to school in West LA. It was like a film and art school. It was called Emerson Middle School, and we used to do a lot of things there. And it's like right down the street from UCLA. I was supposed to stay out there, but I moved and went to Westchester. And, it's amazing that you guys had this project because that's what I was into as a kid. My parents just couldn't afford it, acting classes and all that stuff, it costs,
So expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's the big thing was like I spent so much going to film school. And I was like, man, there's got to be a cheaper way to do this. That's why I was like, why don't we do this night school version of it where we can offer this to people and they're not like going into debt, because by the time you leave film school, you're like, I could have just went out and spent all that tuition money on making my own movie. And you're like,
absolutely.
100%, but the crazy thing about it is I mentor and develop the youth in Las Vegas. I'm currently in Las Vegas now, but my daughter's in LA and I'm trying to get her in acting. She's 8 years old. So, this right up her alley. She already did a runway for FITM and all of that. So, when you guys brought this project out, I don't just think about me. I think about my family. So at the end of the day, it's like you making an opportunity for my family. You giving an opportunity to my family that I didn't get the opportunity to have. And I'm making it possible for my family because I'm in Web3 and they don't know anything about this. So I'm creating all around my family in the Web3.
That's amazing. That's awesome. I love hearing these.
Great. Yeah, that's great.
So I appreciate you guys for having this space. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for following, and I'm glad. I mean, Vita, it's like, I don't know, the stories on how people find us is really inspiring because it keeps us doing it, right? You never know how you're going to connect to people or where you're going to touch people, and So I just want to say thank you for your support and for hanging there with us. And
no problem.
You know,
I'm here on this journey with you guys, man. If you guys need my help or anything in the Discord, I'll try to dedicate some time to you guys as well as the VDAO. But just let me know. I go by Take Action everywhere. So
just keep spreading the word. That's the biggest thing, is spreading the word. Like, I mean, the hardest part for us is getting eyes on the white paper. But once people read that, we feel like that then we're off and running, and we have people that understand what we're trying to build here.
Okay.
If you can just pimp that thing out.
Well, I'm gonna educate myself. Then I'm gonna educate myself on the project, and I'm gonna dish it out to everybody like I do every other project. Thank you.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I do think it's one of the things that NFTs allow for. So if you buy, and maybe this is obvious, but I'm just gonna say it again. If you buy the NFT, it's gonna be around $400 when we mint sometime in February. I'm not saying it will, but there's a potential that the value of our NFT.
I think you got cut out, Matt.
Yeah, I think you probably know where he was going, Bill. Why don't you talk about the value of the NFT and how it can grow?
Yeah, so basically, our mint price is going to be $400. We haven't set the ETH price yet because, with the fluctuation of crypto, we don't want to set the price too early because we want to guarantee that our audience is only going to pay, like our community is only going to pay $400 for the NFT. So if we set the ETH price now and then Ethereum goes up, that's going to end up costing them more. So we don't want to set the Ethereum price while Ethereum is low. So that's the biggest reason that we're kind of like just sticking to the USD price at the moment. But we'll get to the ETH price. But just that way people can know like this is what I'm going to spend on it. So it'll be like $400 plus the gas, which is a whole other side of NFTs. But yeah, again, with NFTs, the more on the back end side of it with secondary sales, like I said, you can transfer your memberships and sell those. Well, there's sort of a supply and demand thing. Again, there's only 5,555 memberships when we start. If the project, becomes big and all of a sudden people want to get into it, you've seen the Bored Apes, like those things are going for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's because there's a demand for that project and there's, only so many of those in existence. So people will start, kind of outbidding each other and paying more and more. So there is a chance that you could get the NFT and its value will go up. And now it's not an investment again. It's just a club membership, but the value of that membership can go up or it could also conversely go down. So those are things to be aware of when getting into NFTs. But the thing is, we're offering the utility, so we're more focused on making sure you're getting more than your $400 worth of what we're offering you, and all of that stuff would be a bonus to our community.
Can you guys hear me again?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, good.
It looks like we have some more people.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Eva up because she's been waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, just as Eva's coming up, I just want to say, and then it's a one-time pay, right? So you only buy the NFT once, and it's a lifetime membership. Hi, Eva.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Hello. I haven't done Twitter Spaces before. I was like, what? It's 9:38 a.m. Saturday.
On Saturday.
Good morning.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm tomorrow.
So Eva's one of our national New Zealand.
Yes, New Zealand
community members.
New Zealand. Damn it!
Were you going to say
okay.
Australia? No, New Zealand.
Yeah, he said Australia before, but I guess I can forgive him.
So what? Yeah, what's your question?
I wanted to ask about like filmmaking and stuff to do with the community. I was just wondering, is there going to be like opportunities for us all international people to get involved somehow? Because like I would really love to be part of something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and
we want to. The one thing we didn't get into was so like when we film the movies, we want to if there's community members that live in like the city or in the area of where we're filming, and again we're going to move around. There's tax incentives in the States to film different places, so we want to try to bring on people who are in our community that want to work in film. So let's say you want to be a director, we'll get you on as a director's shadow, or if you want to get an art department, we'll get you on as an RPA. We're going to try to build opportunities for people to actually start working in the indry. And then for those that are international, where it's just too prohibitive for to travel over to come work at an entry level position, we want to find opportunities to allow people to do that digitally online. So one example that we always take is that it kind of references the first film we're going to do is there's a T-shirt that the character wears in the movie that's kind of like a plot point, and in the script it's kind of like this Black Sabbath T-shirt, but we're like, it's going to cost way too much money to clear because like with anything that's like a brand name and stuff, you have to pay to license and clear that material. So what most of the time movies do is they make up their own fake bands or brands, and you see a lot of like Apple computers, but there's a sticker over the apple and it's a pineapple instead. People do those things to get around it. So we want to offer like our community the ability to. So we're gonna take like if there's graphics artists out there, we're gonna have the community members submit different designs for a fake band T-shirt that they can make up. That'll have a certain element that we need to be in there for story purposes. So everyone will design their own fake band. It can be whatever name, whatever design, and then we're gonna have the community vote on that, and whoever wins is gonna wind up as the shirt that we make for the movie. Likewise, like there's things like in the characters' rooms. There, you always have like kids have like movie posters, band posters, all of that sort of stuff. Again, needs to be cleared. And usually the art department will just be making their own stuff. But we can, with the advantage of like digital artwork, we can have people make some artwork, send us the file. We'll have the art department team print it out. We can put stuff on the walls, different signs. If you have a band, we might have parts where we need music cues for songs on the radio or whatever it might be. We're going to try to find ways for people to contribute internationally. Using all these technological advances that we have. Yeah. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hey,
there's gonna be plenty of
Eva, we have a really cool opportunity for female filmmakers open on our platform right now that's free to submit. So go to audpop.com/video campaigns and you can submit any films to our Women's Film Challenge, and it's open to filmmakers around the world. We'd love to have you upload any of your films to that, and there will be audience voting and jury review and selection. And then also we're about to launch a series of campaigns for Dell's Alienware, so you can create really cool videos for promoting their gaming company Alienware. And then we're going to have a lot of opportunities that's going to launch next week for women of Web3. So would love to have you participate in those, and you can email me. And we've got some special things going on the back end for that. And it's at page@audpop.com. And I'd love to engage you with that as well.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, it would be so cool to be involved, in the film part of everything, like somehow from being, down under. But we're slowly opening back up. So, maybe I can make my way over to America, so.
Excellent.
Yeah, but no.
Or maybe we can make our way over there. I know a lot of people.
Oh my God, I hope so.
I would love to. Right. I'm obsessed with New Zealand, so I want to go at some point.
I will show you everywhere in my town. I'll take you on a tour. It'll be great.
Excellent. There you go.
It'll be awesome. Cool. But no, thank you for answering my question. It was nice talking to everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up.
Here's the thing I want to say, and I'm sure you agree, Paige, that there is no reason to not engage and start making movies, right? You have an iPhone.
Yeah, start today. Yeah.
Can you just talk about that? Just talk about just jumping in without fear.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest hurdle, right? Like our lives are lived with how much courage we have to conquer fear. And so we might think, I don't have what it takes to make a movie, or I don't have the resources, or I don't have a film school degree, but you've got a phone in your pocket, and that phone is more powerful than it's ever been in terms of creating video and a demand for that video, right? And so just begin and just think, what story can I put out in the world that people need to hear? What am I passionate about? Because if you have a thirst to tell your story, that's step number one. Number two is get over your fear and your doubt about not thinking you're not good enough and you can't do it and you don't have this and you don't have that. What you have is more than anyone else has in the world, and that is you. And only you can tell your story or a story from your perspective. And that is the biggest powerful thing in the whole world to understand, is that once you realize you can do anything because there's no one else like you. And you've got a phone in your pocket. Turn it horizontal, start making movies. Turn it vertical, submit it to AudPop opportunities, start winning some money, start getting some gigs. It is only through the doing that we really understand our art and we get better. It's just like if you're a pianist and you learn piano, you got to start somewhere.
And what happens if you don't win? Are you allowed to compete again? Are you allowed to?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And do you have to win for it to be a successful adventure?
No. The success is in the doing.
Yes. So many people are like, well, what do I do? Like, Who cares? Who fucking cares?
We have
just attack.
Totally.
Attack.
We have a filmmaker in our community. Her name's Rada, and she's an engineer, right? Like, she thinks about bridges. She's a hatcher, Matt. Like, that's how I know her.
Oh yeah.
And so
sure.
I was in San Francisco with her, and she was like, I want to learn how to start making movies and start making films. And I was like, sweet, shoot something on your phone and upload it to AudPop. She started winning everything. Like, not at first, but then she started winning everything, and she started getting all these jobs. She is now in film school. She just got a film distributed on Stars and is a part of the Sundance Producers Lab. And she started with AudPop with a phone in her pocket and a dream and a totally different career. She just started.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I brought, We've got some more questions.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to come. Good. I just wanted to come on and say that I haven't been in your community very long, just a couple days now, but I just think the project that you guys are doing is amazing. I'm reading their white paper right now, very well put together, and you guys have just some amazing community members that are very welcoming to people and very excited about the project. And that is, for me, who's somebody who's very familiar with other projects and other discords and communities, I just think that's a huge start to your project when you have that many people in your community that just are that enthusiastic about what you guys are doing. So congrats on that. And yeah, absolutely. And then from my perspective, like, the reason why I was attracted to the project, my friend Ryan, who's in the audience right now, we have
love Ryan. We love Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And so me and Ryan have just a love for movies. And when I was growing up, my parents moved around a lot. So, like, my big passion growing up was like movies. I had like over, as like a 13-year-old kid, I had like over a 200 movie collection as a 13-year-old, and I would just watch them constantly over and over again all the time. But yeah, and so, like, just my passion for movies, and then what you guys are doing. I think it was Bob, if Bob's the Midnite symbol here that I'm looking at. But he had mentioned, like, how people are kind of turned off by movies these days, and how, like, most people are just kind of like into the TV shows and like the streaming TV shows and stuff like that. And that resonated with me, because I used to be a big movie buff, but like, I do find myself these days moving towards TV more, only because there's an oversaturation of movies now, and they're just not very good. And he had mentioned, like, the fact of, like, the movie, like, how it is to make a movie, the process that's involved, and these filmmakers out there, which there are brilliant filmmakers out there today, but they're just not able to make the movies that they want to make and put it out there that real people would be interested in. And I'm just super excited that you guys have found this niche, and it's in a lane in which I'm excited about. So I love movies and I love NFTs. So for me, it just made perfect sense to join the community and get involved.
Oh, awesome. We're happy to have you. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, like we always said, is we just want to make movies that are fun again. Like, that's why we're focusing on genre films. Like, it just, I want to go and enjoy myself. And everything now is either, spin-offs, reboots. It's got to be based on IP, and it's just a lot of, like, these, like, kind of rehashing of other stuff. I'm like, where's all the, like, creative, new, like, interesting voices making stuff that's also entertaining? It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to only be, the creative stuff is the really dark, sad, moody indie things. It's like, you can have fun with the genre and make something that's completely unique. And I think that's people are going to respond to, is like the genuineness of the movies we're going to make, where it's just going to be something that's kind of different and just out there to have fun and have a good time. Because again, it's the entertainment industry. We want to entertain. That's our goal.
Yeah. And
cannot wait.
I mean, I will say this, like, we're not just going to churn out movies. Like, our hope is that the community, we're going to, a slate will be brought. We'll pick a movie, and then we're going to take a lot of time, energy, effort. And Bill and I have been doing this a long time. And our hope is that our experience will help the filmmaker and the film, like, become fantastic. So, yeah, we want to make great movies, fun movies that
absolutely.
Are great. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Cool.
We get filmmakers sending us pitches all the time of, like, hey, AudPop, here's the movie I want to make. And so I just think it's so important when you get to that next level. You've got an amazing script that's been reworked, and you've got some talent attached. Like, the opportunity that sits with Midnight Movie Club of being able to pitch it and say, hey, here's a movie I want to make, like it's thrilling. And so I think, you know, if you're an AudPop filmmaker and you're thinking about like the movie you want to make, start working on it now and get it better and better and better. Because look, no joke, to work with Matt and Bill, it's got to be off the charts good, right? Because you're only going to make, you know, what, 3 movies with this fund and then go on from there. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the first leg of our first roadmap. So roadmap 1.0 is about 2 to 3 movies. But yeah, it's not just us too. I mean, we're going to be sort of curating the choices, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the community who's greenlighting the movies. So you got to, you know, make something that's going to appeal to everyone in the community. But then again, that's storytelling. We want to tell universal stories that like appeal to everybody, and I think that's the core of like good filmmaking is like making something that's, you know, just the emotions. Like the thing is, human emotions are kind of universal, you know.
Right.
You know, our dream scenario is within our community. We find a script, we find a director, we find an editor, we find the music. That within our community, like in time, as we continually curate people that love film, that we build a movie from our community out. I mean, that's down the road, obviously. I mean, that's not happening overnight, but that would be amazing.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, when you think about it, there's so many filmmakers in the world and in our communities, AudPop and yours now, it's like there's so many people who want to make a movie. And so if we only get to greenlight 3 or 4 initially, like it's got to be so good. So just keep honing that craft, keep honing that story.
Yeah. Should we take another question?
We're almost out of time. I'm going to pull up Michael.
Okay, great.
Hey, Michael.
Hi. So I'm kind of new to the community, but I was just wondering, like, how long do you think this is going to take to, like, become a big thing, like, all over the world, like, for everyone?
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing. We have to get to Mint first.
Yeah, we have no. I mean, you talking about like our project specifically, or like the NFT filmmaking, like just trend?
I think the filmmaking, because NFTs themselves are already huge. I've gotten my friends into them and everything, like Esme in the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, again, I'm looking kind of at the trends of NFT and as like the different communities and areas that are adopting it. Like, you know, we saw a big rush in the gaming world, you know, kind of in like around December and stuff, you know, Whale Game, like Gold Game, all these different games that were launching that were NFT based. You got, you know, Neo Tokyo and everything. And then right now, the trend I'm kind of seeing on all the Twitter spaces is, you know, music and NFTs and how musical artists are using NFTs to release albums and all that stuff. And I'm not really seeing a lot of stuff on movies and filmmaking. So we're trying to just reach out to as many different you know, different influencers or different groups or whoever, you know, on Twitter that is doing spaces and trying to see if we can start more conversations like this to get the word about, hey, you can use NFTs to help get indie filmmaking going and build communities that way. So yeah, we're constantly reaching out to people, but again, I still think we're very early in that. So we're hoping sooner rather than later and hoping that people start jumping aboard the train. But for right now, we're just, you know, the sole little, like, you know, little engine that could. We're in the front, and hopefully we'll be adding cars to the back of it soon. But yeah, we're just trying to pave the way and get the word out there. So yeah, we're just reaching out to as many communities.
The thing that does that is that, you know, if our first movie, second movie, third movie becomes something that it follows like an indie horror movie that breaks, then the world finds out overnight. Like, it's a great story. Even now, like, we sat down with my publicist, who's an unbelievable woman, super smart, and we said, here's what we're doing. She's like, great. They're going to come to you to tell that story in success. So, which is part of our mission statement, right? Just keep your head down, do the work.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so that's how it breaks worldwide. And then, Michael, if you tell all of your friends, it will help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I mean, the reality is that we're sitting in this space, and look, if everyone in this space tells people what we're doing, if you spread the word, if you become an ambassador, then we have a chance to succeed. Right now, let's just be clear. I mean, we haven't even minted yet, so we're well on our way. We've got a lot of. I mean, Bill and I are booked out for the next 2 weeks talking about what we're doing, and we're excited about the momentum. But the reality is that, we need the people who love NFTs and movies to come together and support us.
Right. And the other thing is that will be contagious, right? So
yeah,
your success is everyone's success, and it's like, oh, this is a thing. Like, let's all do it, right? Like let's all kickstart our film projects and believe in each other's projects. And so, AudPop would love to be able to offer a DAO one day to be able to fund the projects of our community. And in the meantime, it's like, here's Midnite Movie Club, and you guys are setting the precedent, right? Of like, here's how this can work, and here's how we can build a valuable company and a valuable community within Web3. And so, for companies like AudPop and communities like AudPop, we're looking at you saying, here's how we can do it. And so it's just really commendable that you're leading in this space, and it's super cool to be a part of it and watch it. And we're thrilled about the opportunity of Web3 for our creators.
And
it's the whole, if you build it, they will come kind of thing. We're just trying to build something great. We know that people are going to be looking at us as, because we're trying to blaze the trail here. So we just want to make sure we're doing everything right every step of the way the best we can. And, hopefully people are going to build on our idea and improve it. But we're also just looking at what current NFT projects that we like did well, what they did good, what other projects didn't do quite good. Like, some of the more mainstream movie NFTs that I spoke about earlier. It's like how tone deaf those were. It's like we're trying to avoid those pitfalls, and we're just again trying to create a template of like what other filmmakers can then go, oh yeah, let's do exactly what they did and get our own thing going. Because like we always say, like the reason this NFT community is so amazing and supportive of each other is because whenever one project is good, it's just good for the whole NFT space. It raises everything up to the next level. So everyone else's success is your success.
And we wouldn't be here without the chain riders. We wouldn't be here without the vamps. We wouldn't be here without Alpha Girls. I mean, like, we are standing on, people have pulled us up, and we're in this. We have this incredible momentum. Is because this space is so generous. These communities are so generous. They're helping. And so, just so you know, when AudPop's ready to come into the NFT space, like, we're here to help 100%.
Well, thanks, buddy. And I'll just announce it from the stage now. We're going to spin up our Discord channel. I would love for all of you to be a part of it and join audpop.com and look for all the creator and filmmaker opportunities that are on our platform. There's going to be a ton of work coming up in the next 30 days that I'm super excited about, working with really cool brands and getting films out. And I just really appreciate you putting this on and letting us learn from you. And we're watching and we're part of the community, and your community is our community and vice versa. It's amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I wanted to say, for all the people that are from the AudPop that are new to Discord and stuff, make sure you turn off your DMs and don't click any links in your DMs, please, because there's a lot of scams going around out there.
I see James out there. James, I love you. James, I love you. Hey, well, you guys, we have one more question. I want to take it because I see it.
Me too. Absolutely. So bringing Marcus up
all right,
now.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Last question. Hey, what's up, Marcus?
He's still connecting. Here he goes. How you doing, Marcus?
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Hey, so if the meeting's about to end, I understand if y'all got to go. I just had a quick question. I'm excited. Obviously, anytime I see you guys on, I want to talk. So.
Yeah, go for it. What you got?
Well, first off, thanks for hosting this, Bill, Matt, and Paige, I believe, is it? I think it's Paige.
That's right, Marcus.
Yep.
Hey.
Y'all are awesome, and the NFT, it's really fun because like hopefully when you guys meant, right? I'm almost, it's like an investment for me, and which is exciting that I have a little bit of a voice in my investment as well. But with that being said, I want to hear from you, one of you guys, right? Like, what makes you guys the best? Like, I want to hear what makes you believe that you're different than all the other movie producers out there. What's going to make it different?
Marcus, have you met Matthew Lillard?
I know Matthew Lillard. I know Matthew Lillard. He's awesome. Okay. My wife and I, we watch Good Girls. We're fans. Okay. Good show.
That's right. So you have taste. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I love this question. Bill, you want to go first, and then?
No, you got it. Take it and I'll hop in. You're the Matthew Lillard. Go for it.
Let me tell you. Look, dude, I love that question. I think it's an unbelievable question. So, what makes us different? First of all, we're the first to space, right? I think that we're doing something that, as we've been talking about it. So, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I just heard myself. I'm like, oh my God, I sound terrible. So the first to space, we talked about that. Second of all, I think look, and jump into our Discord. I think there's an element of humanity about Bill and I and how we approach. I mean, both of our names are on it, right? We're docs. Are we undoxed? What are we, Bill? We're doxed. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, everyone's muted. I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking to myself and I'm gone again. But our names are on it. Our humanity is like such that we are putting it on our backs and making it happen. So it's not like we're coming in to flip money, right? If you look at our white papers, when we mint, that money goes to our wallet and we're making movies. So those are two things. And then I've been in the business for 30 years. I think that I believe that I know talent. I believe that I know how to pull together a team and lead people to be the best they can be. So those elements specifically about why I think that we're set for success. Those are three clear elements to me. And then I think, look, the last thing I'll say is that we're not trying to make an Academy Award winning film. We're not trying to make a Marvel movie. We're trying very specifically to go after a very niche audience, which is the horror market. And the thing I know about horror market, look, if I do a convention, I do conventions all the time. I go sign autographs, and people will wait in line for 3 hours for an autograph. Why? It's not because I'm the most famous guy in the room. It's because I think that when you come to my table, you'll have an experience. Like, I'll see you, we'll engage, I'll hug the shit out of you, and like, we'll have a moment. I think if we can take that same application of energy and humanity and apply it to our community and to our filmmaking process, that's the difference maker. I think that's
yeah, absolutely. And kind of going back to what you said about, you being in the industry for so long and having a good eye for talent. I mean, your body of work just speaks for itself. I mean, like, I know I've said this before and you always try to deny it, but everybody I know has a favorite Matthew Lillard movie. And I feel like you just know how to pick really good projects. You have a good eye for creative talent, finding stuff that's unique and different and just genuine. And I think what we're going to bring to the table that other people aren't or like, more mainstream movies is that, again, we're putting the power back into the creatives and the filmmakers' hands and the community's hands. Like, there's not somebody, a suit behind a desk that's telling, oh no, we got to do X, Y, and Z because that's what's going to sell the movie overseas. We're just doing like what's going to be the most fun movie, and kind of going back to that's kind of how they made movies in the 80s. You go back and look at the stuff that came out in 80s, 90s, like those things were just like crazy concepts, really fun movies, and like any John Carpenter movies. Like, those are kind of like the ones that I kind of go back to for sort of our guidepost of like what kind of stuff we're trying to achieve. Stuff that's going to be entertaining, fun, and hopefully catches fire and becomes the next big thing. But again, like you said, our goal is not to make these like multi-million-dollar blockbusters. We're just trying to tell good stories with good filmmakers and build a great community. And I think that's what separates us, is that our intent is good, and our intent is creative focused and not money focused. Obviously, we want the movies to be successful so we can make more movies, but that's the major reason we want them to be successful, is to keep it going and offer new opportunities for more people and kind of sustain itself.
I just want to jump in and say one more thing. As an investor, as an NFT investor, right? What is the thing that brings value? The thing that brings value is the utility. Like, how engaged are people? What are people getting when they load in to the Midnite Movie Club NFT space? They're getting stuff back that's super satisfying, that people want to be a part of, right? You release a movie, friends are talking about it, you're doing night school, you're doing all these things. We keep rallying community to go out and be like, dude, tell people, so that there's a demand to add value to your NFT. Because my whole thing is like, in success, all boats rise. And so I think that the people will respond to that in a way that will make your investment in our NFT a success. Which, let's be clear, I mean, that's good for you and it's good for us, right? If we mint and that price goes up, then everyone wins. So that's our goal. And how do we do that? Is by creating utility that people don't have anywhere else.
I love it.
Absolutely.
It's so exciting. It's just
Great
incredible.
question.
I love the genre of films that you're doing. You're gonna win. Like, I'm such a huge fan. It's gonna be absolutely amazing, and we're here for it.
Yeah. I mean, Paige, you were great. Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
super excited about what we're doing after we mint film festival. Like, we're gonna get engaged. We don't want to talk about things that we don't have planned out, but you are definitely
it'll be
in
awesome.
our 1.0 sort of roadmap. But that was our first Twitter Spaces. Look at that, Bill.
Yeah,
we did it.
We did it.
All grown up.
Hey, thanks for letting AudPop be a part of your first Twitter Space. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Well, everyone should go. Paige, why don't you rattle off where they can find you again one more time?
oddpop.com. Sign up. Mark yourself as a creator. We've got jobs on there so you can get paid today. And we are at oddpoppit.com, at oddpoppit across social. And then how about Midnight Movie Club? What do you want folks to do?
Yeah, go join our Discord. You can check the link in my bio. It's discord.gg/movieclubnft. So especially if you're new to Discord, I feel like it's a great entry, community to join. Not only for just our project, but it's a welcoming community to hang out. We have plenty of people in there too that, they don't plan to get into NFTs, but they just like the community and stay. So if that's your prerogative, you're more than welcome to join. There's no obligation to buy. You can just come hang out and vibe with us and have a good time, talk movies, talk TV, whatever. Just come in there and hang out, and then you'll get a feel for Discord, kind of feel out how it works. And yeah, we'd love to have you.
Awesome.
All right. Are we doing whitelist spots, or Bill? What are we doing there?
No, I mean we have some contests running for whitelist spots. So if you guys want to hop into our Discord. There's a whitelist channel to explain how they work. So what a whitelist is basically you get on a pre-sale list. So the day or two before the NFTs are released for public, if you get a whitelist spot, you can purchase it in advance so that you don't have to worry about it selling out before you purchase it. So yeah, there's tons of information. We have a lot of guides on people that are educated in the NFT space. You can go in there, follow us along with some of those. We have a lot of helpful people in our community. Just look for the Jedi logo. We have a system where newbies can check the Padawan role. So you'll have a little icon next to your name that says, hey, I'm new to NFTs, and that way people will help you. The people that are more experienced will have a Jedi role. They'll have a little wizard character next to their name, and you can seek help from them. So we have a very supportive community. Do not feel at all weird about asking questions. We all started without knowing anything about NFTs. So yes, just ask questions. It's better to ask and get an answer that you already know than to do something wrong and click a wrong link or, just everything. Yeah, be careful, be safe out there. Don't open your DMs. Don't click anything suspicious. God. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm trying to rattle off everything really quick, but yeah, so join the Discord and come hang out, and even if you're just watching. But yeah, join Discord.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, y'all. It's been fun.
Much love, everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
All right, till next time.